Hi everybody, welcome to morning coffee break. It's a little brisk out here this morning. It's cloudy and dreary, but it's not raining right now, and I need to walk a little bit. So I thought I'd at least come out here and do that. Everything's looking the same in the garden. I can't believe they've made it through the winter. It could still get cold enough to kill everything, but hadn't yet. Nice to hear some birds out, even though it's so a little cold this morning. It's good for you to get up and move around like this. Get your blood circulating. Get these old bones moving around. How are y'all doing this morning? I'm doing fairly well. Thought I'd be a little more sore this morning than I am, but I'm okay. I always have the old aches and pains, but sometimes it's a lot worse than others. My hip's not too bad, or my back. I see a few doves up there. If it stopped raining, I'd put some more seed out here, but it just gets soaking wet. I may need to put a new suet block out though. If it'd warm up a little bit. I may do that, because they can eat on that. When it gets wet, it doesn't bother that suet, but the seeds, it ruins them. Can't wait till all the birds move back in the area. It sounds so good in the mornings when you come out here. And actually, on through the day, you'll hear a lot of birds too. It seems like there's a few more than there has been though. I think I am going to get a block of that suet and put it out there while I got my coat on and stuff. All right, I'll go inside and I'm going to get that, and I'll be right back. All right, everyone, I got Kitty up here. She's trying to play around with anything she can. Don't go after my glasses. Shy. There she is. Hey, you gonna stay up here with Daddy? You are. You are. Okie dokie. Today's Sunday, February 14th, Valentine's Day, everyone. Happy Valentine's Day to everyone. I hope you have a good day and you're with your loved one. Currently it's 37 degrees. High today is 47. Precipitation's at 70% today. Humidity's 87%. There's a little wind at 5 miles per hour. And the air quality is 27, and that's in the good range. That's pretty good. Today, speaking of Kitty, going to have a Kitty's Corner today, Kitty, with a special guest host. And definitely check that out. I think you'll get a laugh or two out of it. And we've got another guest host that we'll be doing on the next one. And today's thumbnail is the spinach and cheese manicotti that I showed you on the Aldi haul, and y'all, that stuff's really good. It's delicious, and it was a no meat meal that way, you know. It's good sometimes to skip meat. We used to twice a week we used to have meals without meat. And, you know, one of the reasons back then was financially. You know, meat's expensive, especially these days. And we would have like beans, crock pot. We'd fix a crock pot with beans and have some rice, like brown rice or regular rice, and things like that, you know. Or we would have like spaghetti without meat, or just like last night we had the manicotti without meat. But kind of got away from that, you know. I don't know. I guess because I wasn't able to eat the beans anymore when I started getting worse and worse with my Crohn's disease. I can eat some now, but I couldn't eat like a bowl, you know, of beans. It'd be big problems for me. So yeah, that's today's thumbnail. It was really good, y'all. I recommend it. That's the only kind. They also have like a ravioli with different things. I think they had at least two, I think, kinds of ravioli, and they're in the refrigerated section. They're not frozen, which I like that too. I like the refrigerated stuff instead. But it's real easy to fix. I got the sauce that I showed you all, and you just you get a casserole dish and just put a little bit on the bottom, you know, so it doesn't stick and stuff. And you put it in there, and then you just put the rest of the sauce on top, cover it with foil, and throw it in the oven. I think I had it in there for about 30-40 minutes, something like that. And then, I also sprinkled some cheese, shredded. This was 5 cheese blend that I put on it. She thinks I'm talking to her. I am talking to you too. You know, you put some mozzarella or whatever kind of cheese you want on top of it when you bake it. And it is really, really good. But tonight's dinner, I'm going to get those center cut pork chops I showed y'all. And I've got this, let me see. It's right over here. I used this on chicken last time, and it was delicious. And, you know, you can use it just because it says chicken coating mix. You can use it on chops. I always have used different chicken mixes like this for pork chops too. I do remember with the amount of chicken we had, I had to add some more breadcrumbs to it last time. They don't really give you enough, I don't think. As you can see, that's all they give you. There's 2 packs in there. You could use both packs, but I want, you know, at one time, but I didn't want to use it all at one time, so I wanted some of it for another time. But I'll add like seasoned breadcrumbs to it, and maybe put a little bit more garlic powder or some Mrs. Dash in it, because that, you know, that just ain't enough, you know, to do it. It might be enough for 3 pork chops though, but I had more chicken last time than that. And it also comes with a little bag, very little. This one's kind of hard to shake and stuff. I probably use one of a regular gallon storage bag to coat them in. Just put it in there and then shake it around like shake and bake. But this is very good, Parmesan garlic. So we're going to have that, and I think we're going to have, which mac and cheese did I say? Let's see. I meant to get some mac and cheese over at, in the refrigerator section at Aldi, because they got some that's really, really good. But I've got this Cracker Barrel Parmesan white cheddar. I'm either going to have this one or the Velveeta. Kitty's interested in it. It's not kitty food, honey. It's not kitty food. I think she's wanting something to eat. You're going to have that or the Velveeta one. and I haven't made them in a while, so I think I'm going to make some candied carrots. That's about the only way I can get Joy to eat carrots. She doesn't like them that much, but she'll eat the candied carrots. You know, got to get them in there somehow. We used to eat more carrots than we have been, so I thought it'd be a good time to have some today. Today's question, and you know, I talk to a lot of y'all through your comments and through Messenger, just however, and you know, Instagram even, which I'm not on that much, but emails and stuff. And I was just wondering, and I know it is for some people already. Today's question is COVID-19 causing you anxiety or depression? And I know it's, for myself, it's caused me anxiety just from staying in more than I was. I stayed in here for so many years, even before COVID, for basically 8 years. I had to stay on the couch because I had surgery after surgery after surgery. And I was always recovering and wasn't able to do anything. If I did, it would cause me problems, you know, having open incisions and things like that. But, you know, I got to where I was having anxiety, terrible, and anxiety attacks also. And anybody that's had one, you know, it's not a good thing. It's not a good experience at all, you know. So I was just wondering that. Today's question is COVID-19 causing you anxiety or depression? So now we come to story time. If I can remember them, I mean, I've got more wrote down and stuff, but there's a lot of things that I have, you know, it just, something has to trigger a memory, you know, for me to remember. And what I'll do is I'll write it down when I remember it. And today, part of today's, I remember while I was looking over the notes for it. But this is in Florida, 1964. 5 years old. I showed you the picture the other day of me. And like I said, I was like a little entrepreneur even back then. And, you know, like I've told y'all before, I would like set up a little stand and sell my toys that I didn't want anymore to get money to buy new ones, and just different things. I don't know if I had a lemonade stand or what, but, you know, I did things like that at different times and stuff. But there was an old woman across the street from us, and she was just the sweetest thing. I mean, she was really old. I mean, I may have thought she was older than she actually was, being so young myself. But, you know, I imagine she was probably 80, you know, in my estimation. But I used to go over there and talk to her and stuff. Mom, you know, back then, you didn't have to worry so much about, you know, going away from the house and stuff like that. I wouldn't go real far away. But, you know, things were different back then. You didn't have all the abductions and things. I'm sure there was, you know, but not like things that happen these days. It just was a different world, basically. But she used to, I would help her do different things, and she would, like, I would help her fold socks. You know, she would get her laundry. What are you doing? Oh, she's playing with something down there. She's playing with her little sunglasses that we let her have. I would, you know, I couldn't fold like shirts and stuff like that, but I could fold socks. I could do the socks, you know, you just take 2 of them and then pull it through into a little ball, you know. So I would do that, and while she was folding the other things, and she would give me a quarter. I could either have a quarter or a bag of prunes. She had prunes. I mean, I don't know why I guess, you know, she liked prunes, but she would offer me a quarter or a bag of prunes. I couldn't have both, but one or the other. And, you know, prunes were like a big raisin to me back then, and I would get them, take them home. She'd put them in like a baggie or something, a little bag. And also, she taught piano. And she would give me a free piano lesson, which I have no idea how to play piano now. But she would give me a free piano lesson. And it was just, I remember it just, not like it was yesterday, but I remember it really well, sitting at that piano. And also we had a bunch of kids, in the neighborhood. Some of them were up in their teens, But we had, I need to find the picture, but we had a band. The Beatles were real big back then. Well, we fancied ourselves like the Beatles. I can't remember the name of our band right now. I think it might be in the picture, because they had a drum set, but we couldn't afford guitars. So the older ones actually made guitars. I don't know how they did it. They must have had like some equipment to cut things, because it looked just like a guitar, an electric guitar. And it actually, they had used, I think, fishing line for the strings and stuff. And it actually sounded quite a bit like a guitar, but not exactly. But I had I had the guitar. They had the drums, and I don't know what else they had. I don't remember if they had any other instruments or not. But they let me use one of the guitars. I didn't take it home with me or anything. I probably would have broke it or something if I had. But every time we would play like we were in a band, I would have the guitar. And I just remember that. It's so funny. And like I said, I've got a picture somewhere of all of us, standing there acting like we're playing. And it was just really, it was really fun for a 5-year-old. You can tell in the picture the others are, I guess they're maybe 13, 14 years old, something like that. Also, if any of y'all live in Florida, I don't know if they still do this or not, but each evening a truck would come around spraying pesticides, because the mosquitoes and bugs were just crazy bad. I mean, terrible. That reminds me of something. Hold on a second. Okay, I wrote down a note or two. So anyway, we would go out there after, and I know it was probably not good for you, them spraying them pesticides. They told you were supposed to stay in your house. Well, after so long, it would be okay to go back out, is what we were told and everything. But we would go out, and underneath the street lights, the pesticides would not kill bigger things like the ones that look like a little rhinoceros or something. They had the horns, like big huge beetles with horns. Well, we would especially look for those, and you would see all kinds of bugs you never thought they would be around. I mean, you'd see all kinds of crazy bugs. But we would take those beetles, they would be stunned, like they would be moving slow. So we would take it and take real thin fishing line, and we would tie it to them. It was either fishing line or some kind of thread. I'm not for sure which one now. But we would tie it to them. It may have been real like thread or something. But we would tie it to them, and they would, when they would come to, they would try to fly off. Well, it would be like a kite. We would be holding them, and they'd be flying around. Eventually, we let them go, But I remember all of us flying, had bugs on a string flying around. It was so cool. But also, so anyway, there was across the street somewhere in the neighborhood, not right across the street. They were working. I think they were building houses or something, and they had cleared some brush, and it was thorns. It was thorn bushes. Well, they had piled them up into huge, like, I don't know why they piled them so high, maybe because of the space problem, but it was maybe, it went probably 15 foot up into the air. I mean, really tall. I don't know why they did it like that. Like I said, unless it was a space thing, and they had so much of it. But some of my friends climbed up in there, and it was kind of hollow in the middle. I don't know how it got that way either, but it was kind of hollow in the middle, and they would climb down in there, and then they would just, I don't know why, but they would just mess around and climb back out. Well, I had to do what everybody else was doing. Hey, honey. I had to do what everybody else was doing, so I climbed up there, but when I got to the top, I fell into it, and I landed in those thorns, and the thorns were like this. They were real bad, real long, and I landed on my back, and probably at least 50 of those thorns probably went into my back. Well, I was crying and scared, and I hurting bad, and I wasn't even going to try to climb back out. Well, the kids ran and told, I guess, my parents or whoever, or one of their parents, and a man came over there and climbed up in there and picked me up and carried me out of there. Well, the thorns were in me pretty deep. You know, a lot of them had just broke off in me. You know, some of them came out when he picked me up, but a lot of them were stuck in me. So Mom and Dad took me to the emergency room again. Well, this was one of the first times probably they took me, but I had to go so they could pull all the thorns out and, put something on them, whatever needed to be done. But I just remember, that man, like I said, I don't remember who it was or anything like that, but I just remember that man picking me up, and I just felt, after that, I felt more safe and everything. But it was, it was a scary thing for a 5-year-old, let me tell you. And I was really hurt, because of all those long thorns in me. But I've got another one kind of related to that, but I guess I'll wait till the next time. Or, I don't know. This is about the same time. I guess I'll go ahead and tell it. I sleptwalk. I would sleepwalk, I guess you'd call it, sleepwalk. And I have done it since, but it's very rare now for it to happen. Not about a year ago, I woke up with dirt and like mud on my arms, and I had gone outside, I guess into the garden, because that's the only place there was any dirt, and woke up that way, and I had no recollection of it or anything. But that's the only way it could have got on me. But that happened, and it's happened over the years, just like I said, rarely. But when I was little like that, I did. And we had a lock, when you go out the door, it would lock behind you. Well, I went outside and didn't know anything about it. And obviously I went outside, and then when I tried to get back in, the door was locked, And so I just, I guess I just laid down there. And like I said, I had no idea this happened until in the morning. When I woke up in the morning, I was covered in bug bites. They had I just probably had like my maybe short pajamas on or something, and maybe a short shirt, short sleeve pajama shirt or something. And they had just eaten me up. And I don't think I had to have medical attention, but it was pretty bad for a long time. And that's when the first time Mom and Dad realized that I would sleepwalk. And I think they might have done something about the lock. I'm not for sure about that, but yeah, it was one of those locks to where you went out, it would just lock on it. It would lock automatically. So I'm not for sure if they changed that or not, but I remember that too, waking up there and just being covered with these big old mosquito bites and stuff all over me. But I guess that's going to be it for story time, everyone. If, like I said, as I can remember things, I'll put them down. I still have several. I'm sure that I haven't. I might have another notebook somewhere, but I've done quite a few already. But I hope you enjoy these, everybody. Please press that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and hit that so you get all my videos as soon as they come out. Everybody have a great day. Probably the next thing I'll do is probably going to be the Kitty's Corner. So I hope y'all will enjoy it. I think you will. I know you will. So I'll be seeing you later on, everybody. God bless.